Gobble, 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 gobble. That is turkey for good morning, everyone. That's right. It's Thanksgiving break. We're almost there. We have just one more day, and then we get to have an amazing time enjoying the turkey. So, to get us started here, we're going to have my dear friend from Miss Samanza's class. Here is Landon Rowe to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Landon, take it away.
Good morning. My name is Landon. I am in second grade with Miss Samanza's class this year. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remove all hats and hoodies. Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much, Landon. You did such a great job. As I said, today is our last day before a great Thanksgiving break, and I want to wish everyone an absolutely incredible Thanksgiving. As we're remembering to give thanks, I just want to say that I am thankful for each and every one of our students, our staff, and our families. Thank you so much for really just doing an incredible job of helping put together this year. It has been a challenge for everyone, and I could not be more grateful to be part of this community. And so, to kick this off, we're going to have a little bit of a lesson. As we talked about yesterday, it is Native American Heritage Month. And to honor that, we're going to share a story about the first Thanksgiving and how it came to be. And then to end and to really get our Thanksgiving break off on the right start, we're going to have a great read aloud from a story on how to catch a turkey. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have an absolutely incredible break, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
The first Thanksgiving.
Hi, I'm Mary Chilton, and I am one of the original pilgrims who survived a year of famine to celebrate the first Thanksgiving in the New World. After arriving in the New World, the first thing we needed to do was to write a document that would guide our new society. The men gathered together and wrote the Mayflower Compact. Every man who had traveled aboard the Mayflower signed the agreement on November 21st, 1620. Soon after the Mayflower Compact was signed, the men went exploring to find a place where we could build our new homes. After several days, they returned to the Mayflower with some corn they had found.
We think we will find a place to settle soon,
they told us hopefully. We were relieved. Oh, thank the Lord, we said. After 6 more weeks of exploration, our men sent word that they had found a place to settle. December 31st, 1620 was our first chance to see the place we would call home. We named it Plymouth. The weather in January was bad, but the men worked hard to cut logs for the settlement. First, they built a common house to store our tools, furnishings, and supplies. Then they built houses. The work went slowly because many people were ill, and more than half died in the great sickness that winter. My family was one of the hardest hit. I lost both my father and my mother. My father was the oldest pilgrim to make the voyage to the New World, and he died very quickly. My mother was a very strong woman, but she also died. I know in my heart that she died because she wanted me to live. She always made sure I ate first. She would give me some of her food because there wasn't really enough food for all of us to eat. By the end of the winter, more than half of those who had crossed on the Mayflower had died, but the older women were the hardest hit. Only 5 of the 18 original married women aboard the Mayflower survived. Although I was now an orphan with no mother or father, the other pilgrims took me in and treated me with kindness. With so many women dead, I found myself busier than ever. I had to help do the cooking and the laundry for the men and boys who had lost their wives and mothers. In March of 1621, a Native American came to our village. His name was Samoset. He walked into the village shouting,
"Welcome, welcome, Englishmen!"
Even though it was a very cold and windy day, Samoset was naked except for a cloth around his waist and moccasins on his feet. The men talked to Samoset for a long time. Samoset left the next day after promising to return soon. After several days, Samoset did return with another Native American who amazed us all with his flawless English. His name was Squanto, and he said he was the last surviving member of the Patuxet tribe. Squanto stayed with us that whole spring and summer. He taught our men how to hunt and how to fish. He taught the women how to plant and cultivate corn, squash, and beans. Squanto helped us to make friends with the neighboring tribes. With his help, we signed a peace treaty with King Massasoit. We learned that our seeds from England did not grow very well in the New World, but Squanto showed us that if we planted our seeds with herring, then they would grow. Squanto and other Native Americans also helped us with our crops. With their help, our corn, squash, and beans did very well that year. To celebrate our bountiful harvest, we invited the great King Massasoit and his advisors to our village. The feast lasted for 3 days. We ate duck, turkey, deer, clams, lobster, and many kinds of fish. There were lots of berries, nuts, and several kinds of fruit, but the best dish of all was an Indian pudding made from pumpkin and sweetened with the syrup from a maple tree. We thank God for the success of our harvest and for the kindness of the Native Americans who taught us the skills we needed to survive.
How to Catch a Turkey. Written by Adam Wallace. Illustrated by Andy Elkerton. Here we are on Thanksgiving Day. It's that special time of year. Yes, I know I am a turkey. That much should be clear. So gather round, I have a tale, and it's really quite a story. What I tell you now is not a joke. It is my crowning glory. It all began 1 year ago. I was at school, you see. Play preparations were underway, but that didn't matter to me. Some kids walked by in silly clothes, talking about the play. We'll even have a turkey on stage. It's perfect for Thanksgiving Day. Turkey? Stage? No way, no how. Had I really heard that right? I broke out of my pen and ran away with a case of bad stage fright. I burst into the science room, knocked over flasks and beakers, and the cry of "Catch that turkey!" boomed over the loudspeakers. So now more children joined the chase with catapults and food, but their goopy mashed potatoes weren't enough to keep me glued. Up next, there was a maze of books that stretched from wall to wall. But with a big hop and a mighty flap, I managed to escape it all. I ducked past chairs and bags and desks. Now that was quite the trick. The kids thought they could stop me here, but I was much too quick. I ran outside to the jungle gym, thinking I could hide. But the recess yard was all tricked out. I'd have better luck inside. Finally, the kids gave up, but the principal gave chase. My only hope of escaping her was keeping up my pace. I slid into the coach's room and crashed into a chair. I got tangled up in jerseys, but I won't get stuck in there. I ran into a curtain. There was nowhere else to go. I couldn't get past the principal, but the curtain led to the show. My heart was racing. I started to sweat. I couldn't squawk or run. I took a deep breath. I can do this. Who knows? This might be fun. A kid stood up and pointed. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He really is, a parent agreed, in his little mascot suit. I started to smile and even dance, while the crowd continued to cheer. I was filled with joy that I took the chance, and that's what started my mascot career. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.